Welcome to Peruvian Cook, where we bring the rich flavors of Peru to your kitchen. In today's first video, join me on a culinary journey as we dive into the world of Lomo Saltado. So let's get started! Let's start by preparing our mise en place, which essentially means having all of our ingredients ready. Now, you can choose between using red onions or shallots. In my case, I'm opting for shallots because they closely resemble the appearance and flavor of Peruvian onion. Discard the core and slice them into thick wedges, then set them aside. Now let's move on to the tomatoes. You can remove the core if you like, but I like to leave them on. Slice the tomatoes and cut them into quarters, and also set them aside. Now let me introduce you to our Peruvian ají amarillo. This pepper is unlike any other. In fact, I have taken it upon myself to grow it at home so I can continue cooking delicious Peruvian meals. Chop them into thin slices, and you can use either fresh or frozen ones. These are from my last harvest. If you can't find them, feel free to replace them with an orange bell pepper. Finally, chop some green onions, or you can also use chives, and roughly chop some cilantro to add that extra aromatic flavor. Let's prepare the sauce. In a small bowl or glass, combine white wine vinegar, soy sauce, oyster sauce, and give it a good mix. In another small bowl, blend beef stock or water with cornstarch to achieve a thick sauce. Now, our protein of choice is a delicious steak. While filet mignon is typically used, today I'm using ribeye steak. But honestly, you can use any other cut. The most important thing is to avoid a few mistakes I will mention later in the video. Chop the steak into bite-sized cubes, season with a pinch of salt and some oil, give it a good mix and set it aside. This recipe moves pretty fast, so efficiency is key. While you were chopping the veggies and organizing your station, boil or steam a few potatoes. Once they are cooked, allow them to cool down completely, then chop them into small pieces. Now in a large pot, add enough oil and heat it over medium-high heat. Once the oil is hot, carefully add the boiled potatoes and fry them for a couple of minutes on each side or until they achieve a beautiful golden color. I prefer this technique because I find that the result is crunchier and tastier than simply frying raw potatoes in oil. Once they have reached the perfect crunchiness and color, remove them from the oil and place them into a bowl. While they are still hot, sprinkle a pinch of salt over them and set them aside. Now it's time to cook the meat. In a hot skillet, add some oil. Once the oil is hot, add the pieces of meat, making sure not to overcrowd the pan. This is a common mistake many people make when preparing Lomo Saltado. If you desire a smoky flavor, use a grease maneuver to toss the meat, allowing the oil to make contact with the flame and achieve that desired smokiness. If you don't have a gas stove, don't worry, a regular kitchen works just as well. Just be careful not to overcook the meat. A couple of minutes on each side, followed by one more minute for that smoky touch is just enough. Next, sauté the onions or shallots with ají amarillo for a couple of minutes. You can also infuse a smoky flavor using the same technique we use with the meat. Now, return the sautéed meat to your pan along with the tomatoes, the pre-mixed sauce, and some of the thickening agent we prepared at the beginning of the recipe. Toss well for about a minute and finally add some chopped cilantro, green onions or chives, and there you have it. Your lomo saltado is now ready to be enjoyed. Serve your lomo saltado with a side of crunchy potatoes and a delicious portion of rice. You might find this unusual, carbs over carbs, but that's how we enjoy it in Peru. And let me tell you, it's absolutely delicious. Don't forget to pour some of those flavorful juices from the lomo saltado over the dish, garnish it with fresh cilantro and green onions on top, and it is beautifully ready to dig into. This iconic Peruvian dish has stolen many people's heart and is indeed one of Peru's beloved recipes. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any question, please leave a comment and subscribe if you don't want to miss any of my upcoming recipes. See you next time! I wanna die. I hate eating on camera.
Yeah.